We are at Wine Disciples, and today we're taking a look at some of people's favorite wines, but we're trying to find better versions of them. What are the types of wines that you think tend to be the most popular and perhaps the least explored?
I think Pinot Grigio for one, and Sauvignon Blanc. I know Chardonnay gets a bad rap, but there's many different types of Chardonnays.
For some people who might be looking at this and saying, I don't want to drink a Pinot Grigio. There are great Pinot Grigios, despite kind of its reputation as a cheap wine.
They come in all different shapes and sizes and different styles. Like Friulian Pinot Grigio is different from Pinot Grigio from the Alto Adige. I would say Alto Adige are leaner, more mineral driven, kind of lighter on the palate, where Friulian Pinot Grigios are going to be rounder, more fruity. We have one from the Alto Adige today from Cantina Terlano. It's probably the largest co-op in the world. It has 143 growers.
We also have a Pinot Gris.
Yeah, we have a Pinot Gris. It is Italian. It's from the Val d'Aosta, which is right up against the Alps there. It's a fuller style, and it's fresh, it's bright, it's got a lot of minerality in there, but it's a bit broader on the palate.
And for those who are unfamiliar with Pinot Gris versus Pinot Grigio, explain the difference.
It's the same grape, basically. So a lot of those northern Italian regions, the closest proximity to the borders of other countries, you're going to get a lot of cross dialect.
And so let's talk about Chardonnay, because for a long time Chardonnay was the drink of choice, and then there was kind of a backlash against it. What is your approach to choosing Chardonnays today?
I tend towards more mineral driven, lighter flavored. I don't mind oak if it's integrated, higher acidity, lighter Chardonnays.
And what regions and producers do you tend to gravitate towards with Chardonnay?
I would say mostly French, Burgundian. But I do like, and there's not many of them, but I do like Northern Italian Chardonnay, because there's some great ones up there, and we have one here today.
Right. Tell me a little bit about the two Chardonnays that you've chosen as kind of safe, excellent choices for Chardonnay.
And Aubin Climat, he tends to make wines more in a European style. He's down in Santa Barbara area, and he does use oak, but he likes to pick early, so he retains a lot more acidity.
And what about the second Chardonnay?
Mazzolino Chardonnay from Lombardy. Again, high altitude, and it is barrel fermented, but just beautiful poise on the palate. Great acidity, again, like lots of minerality in there, very fresh. And both of them are very food friendly.
Let's also move on to red wines. We also have Pinot Noir, which has skyrocketed in popularity, but with that popularity has often come this feeling of, oh, it's too light, oh, it doesn't have enough flavor. What do you look for when you're choosing a Pinot Noir?
It's just like easy to drink. I mean, I have Brian Talley's wine here, and I would say that anywhere, if I go and look at a wine list and I don't know anything on the wine list, and I see Brian Talley's name there, I will always take a Brian Talley wine. They're very affordable compared to the rest of the California wines, and they're always really well made, great balance, great fruit. And I mean, this one is kind of soft and plush. The other one we have is from the Rheingau in Germany, Karl Erhardt. They've been making wine for probably around about 150 years. Again, cooler climate, obviously, up there in Germany. As you hear me speaking, I like a lot of acidity. I like less fruit. I like more balance. And this delivers all that.
And last but not least, we're talking about Cabernet Sauvignon, which is obviously a giant category and often misunderstood because people think of it as being so many things. How do you even begin when thinking about Cabernet?
But when it comes to red wine, Cabernet is still king, and definitely Bordeaux put it on the map. But there again, when it came to California, it was very well received because it's high in alcohol, it's big, has lots of fruit, people like that.
And what are the two that you've chosen for us today?
Well, there are two Cabernets that to me are like under the radar. One, Stackhouse, is from Napa. But this is a really well-crafted Cabernet, and it is a really reasonable price, very affordable, and it's delicious. It's just like easy to drink, has great balance.
And then what about the other one?
The other one, I mean, this is counterpoint. Laurel Glen, for me, has always been kind of benchmark Cabernet, It's never been overblown, always been very well structured. More red fruit than dark fruit.
And with California Cabernets, is it best to look towards smaller producers? Is that kind of a good place to start? Or again, we have no rules?
It really gets down to vineyard practice. Is it their grapes, or are they just purchasing grapes? What are the grapes they're getting? I mean, the one thing people should understand, that the great grapes, especially in California, be it Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, or Cabernet Sauvignon, they're very expensive to buy per ton, you know. They're crazy expensive. And when you buy the raw material at that price, by the time it gets in bottle,
right,
you know,
you're paying for it.
And all these guys generally going to French oak as well. And French oak, I mean, you're looking at like $1,000 a barrel, you know, or up, depending on the exchange rate. So all that adds to the expense. But a lot of people who don't know the product, they should definitely get help, and hopefully they're going to the right people.
Well, people can obviously get help here at Wine Disciples.
Yep.
Thank you so much for giving us this intro to some of our favorite wines that maybe we have forsaken. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ali.